Hello and welcome to Andy
and Monty,
the podcast.
The podcast.
Your favorite source of social commentary
and good vibes.
We are here this week in the month of June.
Oh yes, we are here in June. Yes, and it is freaking hot where we are.
Deadly hot outside.
We are in Texas in the middle of the biggest desert in North America, and it is just a little bit warm.
Just a little bit.
To put it lightly.
You walk outside and it feels like you are in an oven.
No, seriously. It's insane. And honestly, you guys should be grateful because we had to turn off the air conditioner to record this. So we are currently roasting on your behalf. So I want you to say a little prayer for us as we attempt to get through this episode because we're doing it for you, the fans, okay? We are sweating bullets in here for you.
This is all for the podcast.
All for you. Everything for you, our shawties. Our loyal listeners.
Everything I do.
We are officially over 20 episodes. Do you realize that?
Wow.
Last episode we didn't really say it. We should have thrown a party or something, but we hit episode 20, so this is episode 21. So exciting. Dozens and dozens and hundreds to come. But still, it does feel good to hit episode 20, I feel like. It feels like some kind of milestone of some sort.
And we're one episode away from being able to drink.
Oh, that's true. No, we're able to drink this episode.
Oh!
It's 21. I know we have a lot of European listeners. They're probably like, what? Because it's not a thing anywhere else in the world. Just us that have to
in Estados Unidos.
Right. Right. But the only thing we do have going for us is that you can also participate in other plant-based activities, shall we say, in the U.S. at 21 that you cannot participate in many other countries. So, you know what? Joke's on you. Just kidding. Joke's on us, but we need the plant-based activities in order to survive in this country, so.
Marissa is referring to marijuana.
To the cannabis, if you will. You know the one. You know, that green shoddy. Yeah, so very exciting that we are here. We are going to kind of just discuss some of the latest things that have been on our mind, some of the things that have been going on in pop culture. I mean, one of the major things, I guess, that a lot of people are talking about is Justin Timberlake's DUI, which is kind of, I mean, honestly, it wasn't even that shocking to me personally. I don't know if he's gotten a DUI before, but it just felt like, yeah, I mean, it didn't really feel like that surprising to me that he would get a DUI. Maybe just because he gives off kind of douchey energy, and so I would assume that those types of personalities would be more prone to have alcohol problems. But yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, Justin Timberlake was in the Hamptons, okay? And apparently he was leaving some place that he was having dinner at, having some drinks at, and apparently the guy was like, who? I don't know who you are.
That would be me.
No, it would not. You would not recognize Justin Timberlake? I
mean, not with Justin Timberlake, but I think with most other celebrities, I'd be like, who?
That's fair. I mean, I guess it depends, because apparently this guy was, young. So, to be fair, I guess, if you're 21, I think this guy was, 22 or something, he would not really have seen the peak of Justin Timberlake, because that was kind of a long time ago already. I mean, even when he had his, one hit solo album, I mean, that was a long time ago now. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, I mean, that was in the early 2010s, I guess. Maybe even before
over
that.
10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So it's that guy was 10, I mean, I guess it makes sense. But yeah, apparently they released his mugshot and he's just kind of looking dead into the camera. It's kind of funny. I'll put it on the screen for you guys if you're watching on YouTube. But yeah, apparently there's also a video. And they're waiting for that to be released, but they haven't released it yet because they're still doing kind of investigation and etc. The case is still pending. But apparently there's a video and that's going to be coming out shortly too, so.
So exciting.
I was going to say, do you have any thoughts on that? You sound not very enthused about this topic. You don't have anything to say?
I just don't care. I think to myself, how many people have driven under the influence of something? Can't you get a DUI from just smoking as well?
Well, yes.
Because it's under the influence of anything.
Right, exactly. There's a DWI, which is driving while intoxicated. And then there's a DUI, which is driving under the influence, which can include any illicit substance.
Coke.
Any drug. Anything.
Sorry, we need to bleep that out.
No.
Oh, really?
Coca-Cola.
Okay.
You can get arrested If you are
okay,
over the legal limit of Coca-Cola.
Let me be clear. I think about it and I'm like, what if I want to run for office one day? A DUI or a DWI is against the law. And,
You're like,
and
breaking law bad.
and you...
Obeying law good.
and you broke the law, Mr. Timberlake. And no amount of hee ha ha are gonna save you.
Goes around. Well, that's the thing is karma will come back to your ass. And there's this like video that's been resurfacing of him like trolling Britney Spears and being like, she really needs to stop drinking.
Stop drinking. You know who you are. I'm speaking to you. Stop drinking. You're gonna get sloppy. You know who you are.
And everyone's like bringing that back up and being like, funny you should say that, JT, because looks like you need to take a little spoon of your own advice.
Okay, I will say two things.
Okay.
That just came to my mind.
All right.
In a download, if you will, for the spiritual girlies out there. One, there's no way to get public transportation from the Hamptons. So...
Yeah, but you're a...
You're a celebrity. Why are you driving?
Yeah. That's the thing is I'm like, girl, you're going to tell me you don't have a driver? And even then, like, call your assistant up and be like, hey, come get me. Or come get the car. I'm getting an Uber.
I can see that sometimes maybe as a celebrity, you're like, I want to be independent. And especially, like, being really drunk.
Yeah, I think it's an ego thing.
It must be.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't want to rely on my driver.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
I can drive myself to my $50 million mansion.
Down the street.
I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but...
it's just right around the corner.
Yeah, dude, he's kind of cringe. Not gonna lie. I feel like what I hear about him is more negative over the past few years than positive. So I'm just kind of like, ooh. But yeah, I think I have like a feeling that that's why NSYNC got back together. Because did you know that NSYNC is back together?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I feel like they're back together. This is a social
experiment.
Because he's becoming socially irrelevant.
Oh,
Speaking of becoming socially irrelevant, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh.
I sent Andrew this picture or this video. I know, great segue.
J-Lo.
I sent Andrew this video the other day of J-Lo, and you know we've been talking about J-Lo and how she's super cringe and how she's super like, you know, getting canceled and it's not going good for her. Well, things are getting progressively worse. There's been these videos circulating of her concerts. One of the few shows that she actually had was in Italy.
Okay, but is that for real?
Yes.
Because I had a moment with myself where I thought, is this real? Is this real?
It's real. But basically, it's just like an empty stadium. Like she is singing to like an arena and it's pretty much empty. It's like
it's just all the people on the floor.
Half the floor is filled up. That's everybody in the show. And it's super cringe. And it's like literally right after this, she canceled the entire tour. And she said that it was just because she needed to spend more time with family and blah, blah, blah. But right after that, she was caught vacationing in Italy by herself without her family. She was just vacationing by herself. And so people were like, girl, be for real right now.
There were more people in the fake Selena movie.
Right. Literally at her shows in her movie
when
shows.
she was lip syncing.
Well, yeah,
Selena.
because she can pay them to be there.
She didn't pay them.
And people were saying the tickets were only like $30, and still it was like that.
I mean, in Italy, you're charging $30 for a concert. I think that might have been her major
well, it's just
setback.
Because it's like, girl, like you were making.
She should have made it free.
I don't know why. Like
she should have just done community service.
Mm-hmm. In my opinion, she needs to get
gone to the retirement homes in Italy.
Dude, no, she just needs to get
a really nice tour.
She needs to get a new publicist. She needs somebody who's gonna be like, girl, get it together.
No, someone needs to be like, no,
ride the wave of like people talking about you, but spin it in a way that's gonna be good. Like if she just got on TikTok and just started making
fun of herself, yeah,
and joking and being like, you know what, yeah, I don't like poor people in my house and this is why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If she just owned it, or like, you know what? Yeah, I canceled my tour because my ego cannot take looking at those empty freaking arenas. Like, you know what? I think that she would be shocked at how many more people would start supporting her if she was just real. And I said this in the last episode, but I still just think like, girl, who is telling you that you can just continue to act the way you are and that things are going to get any better for you, because they're just going to get progressively worse.
Yeah, she should talk about how her mom was a teacher at the private school that she used to go to, She should talk about how her mom won the lottery. You're claiming that you're like some hood girl from the Bronx, but just actually address the truth here.
Right.
You know,
if it was like J-Lo, the true story.
Yeah, like let's just talk about that.
When did you become an egotistical bitch? You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Where was the moment? Well, I'm just saying. No, it's just like, let's be honest. Like, that is her public persona right now. Straight up. I mean, just to be frank, it is her public persona right now. And that's the thing, is it's just like, okay, well, either lean into it and own it or dispute it. And prove that you're not that person, because that is what everyone thinks you are right now. And that's why no one wants to go support you, because why would someone want to go support you if you would not even let anybody in that arena within 10 feet of you? And even if they were in 10 feet of you, they could not look at you. They had to, like, you know, sign an NDA to be in your presence. I mean, I don't know. But again, what goes around, goes around, goes around.
Comes around.
Karma
is
biting everybody right now. So, you know, it's going to be up to her how she handles it. But I don't know, who else is fading from relevancy? I guess those are the main people. Did you hear how Princess Kate Middleton, you know how she was gone for a while? We didn't talk about that in the podcast, but I'm sure a lot of you guys know that Kate Middleton was vanished for like 6 months. And, you know, they did come forward saying that she had cancer and that she was receiving treatment and that was why she was gone. But she's resurfaced. And I saw this TikTok that drew me in, my little conspiratory mind, because she has this huge scar on her face now. And it's like a literally huge gash that goes like from her forehead through her eyebrow, through her eye, and all the way down her face.
Show me.
It's like a deep scar. Honestly, maybe I should just show you the TikTok and you can tell me what you think, because this is the thing. People had speculated. This is, I think, a real reason why there was even so much, you know, talk about this to begin with, was because
domestic violence?
Yes.
Ooh.
Because Prince William's brother, in his book, straight up plainly said how William used to attack him.
Oh, no.
And how he used to abuse him. And so this person in this TikTok is like, be so for real and tell me that this guy's not still abusing. And be so for real about the fact that Prince Kate.
We're going to have to beep out so much of this.
Princess Kate's
We're touching like every single topic that will get our videos
We're
flagged.
okay. Princess Kate allegedly had a affair going on, okay? With
which I believe, because that man is not the best looking man on earth. Shawty, let's be real. Will, you are one of the richest people in the world. You can't afford to get some procedures done, Shawty. I don't mean to be shallow here, but I mean,
here
come
it is.
on.
Okay.
You're like literally gonna be the king one day. Like, don't you want to look good?
Well, yeah, honestly, I've thought the same thing. I'm like, dude, you have all the money in the world, but like, you can't, you know, get it together a little bit.
You could just own being bald, Will.
Right.
You know, like stop hanging on to the little bit of hair you have like a thread.
I don't know. I'm just like, dude, get a wig. I don't know. He should have done it a long time ago, I guess.
He should just shave it all off.
Yeah, but you know what? This is not even about his
anyway.
looks. It's about the fact that he's allegedly a DV'er. Okay. So let's go ahead and watch this video. But what I want to say that is referenced in this TikTok, and of course this is all alleged, you know, we don't have any evidence about this whatsoever, and this could be entirely false, but still, I just thought that this was interesting to see, okay? Now, right before Princess Kate disappeared, okay, right before she was not seen for 6 months. She disappeared, or, you know, she was not seen from the public eye after, I think it was like December 28th or something like that. Right before this happened, she was allegedly in a affair with this other man, okay? And a few days before she was not seen again. Are you listening to this, Andrew?
I am.
A few days before she was not
I'm
seen
looking
again.
at the comments of
okay?
this video.
A few days before she was not seen again, her alleged, you know, boyfriend on the side, guy she was having an affair with, was allegedly unalived by self-infliction.
No.
Okay? Now, this was very, very, this was a big deal because there was actually very little evidence that it was self-inflicted, but they found a gun near him, and he was dead of a gunshot wound.
I cannot
so,
with the
you know,
royal
people
family.
were like, wonder, she says it in here, and she's like, I wonder who has the power to get away with something like that. And then right after that, she just so happens to disappear for 6 months. And Also, this is not mentioned in this video, but right after this happened, right after she disappeared and everyone was talking about it, like in the early part of the year, their nanny came forward. Okay, their nanny quit right after this happened. Their nanny, who had been with them for like 6 years, quit, okay, unexpectedly. And then this Spanish journalist came forward. The nanny was Spanish, okay, went back to Spain. Then this Spanish journalist came forward saying that they had inside information that she was in a coma and that she was not just undergoing an abdominal surgery as they claimed, and that she was literally not conscious at the time, which and then the palace refuted this. They never used to, you know, talk about or address something that would be so you know, absurd. They typically will not address rumors that are, you know, unwarranted. But they specifically responded to this and said, this is absolutely not true. And then the journalist doubled down and said, I know for a fact this is true. Okay? So just keep that in mind as well, because I think that that kind of plays into the allegations that are presented here. Okay? So I'm going to play the video, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it also. You can see the scar, but I'll play the audio for you guys as well.
Hold the freaking phone. This is no plastic surgery scar. It goes all the way from the top of her forehead vertically down almost to the bottom of her cheekbone. That is not a brow lift. That is not a face lift. That is a broken eye socket. That is somebody crushing your skull in and disfiguring you. This woman has access to the best surgeons and the best makeup artists in the entire world, and the scar is still this big, this obvious, and this visible. If this woman had organ damage from being severely beaten, yeah, she would have needed, quote-unquote, abdominal surgery. She would have needed multiple abdominal surgeries. So you mean to tell me that just a few days after her alleged boy toy was found allegedly after allegedly committing suicide, that she was hauled away on December 28, 2023, not to be seen again for 6 months? She probably couldn't be seen again for 6 months if this is the aftermath of what happened to her. And to top all that off, Will's been parading his mistress around in the public, teasing some sort of replacement, allegedly, because clearly if what I just said actually happened, allegedly, there's no way that Kate probably wanted to go back to that royal BS. Unless perhaps she had no choice, allegedly. Harry states plainly in his book that Will used to attack him and beat him up. And then what does he do the minute he has the wise counsel and advice of a smart woman, his wife? They run away to the open arms of Oprah and Tyler Perry on the other side of the ding-dang world, renounce their titles, and refuse to go back. Wonder why that would be. Anybody who knows anything about DV knows that once an abuser loses his grip and loses physical control of the person or people he's abusing, he will eventually focus on another target and another victim, even if he's still fixated on the first abuse victim. So this woman's been gone for 6 months. They're using weird AI voices and weird AI photos to come up with wonky excuses as to why she's gone, claiming that she has cancer, that she had to have multiple abdominal surgeries. If she had abdominal surgery, why is there a vertical scar going all the way down the side of her face if he didn't beat her skull in and seriously disfigure her? Then her alleged boyfriend allegedly commits suicide in the same month, even though there was no actual evidence that he held a gun in his hand. There was just a gun found near his body. Gee, I wonder who would have the power and connections to get away with something like that. What's even sadder are all the pick-me women who think they have some sort of parasocial relationship with the future king of England, who is obviously, allegedly, some sort of psychopath saying, oh, she probably just got surgery. Oh, she probably just got a face. See it for what it is. See it for what it is. If he did that to his brother, and he did that to her, who else has he harmed? I really wish I didn't have critical thinking skills. I'm going to bed.
That's it.
Let me see the comments.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people in the comments were saying, I've seen DV, I've seen these different things, I'm a victim of this, and I already know, like, in my gut that this is what's happening.
And the thing is, so many people were talking about this, and, like, you know, I don't want to be insensitive here, and I don't want to say that this is for sure, this is what's happening, or that I 100% believe this, or that, you know, it's not possible that she is suffering from cancer, or that something else deeper is going on here. Obviously, we could never possibly know. I think that the problem is that it's like, obviously there's a distrust with the royal family. They're not exactly notorious for their kindness or compassion or honesty. So, of course, people are going to have doubts about the official story, especially considering the fact that they used AI and all of these weird things to try to convince us that nothing was wrong with her and that she just had a planned abdominal surgery and that everything was, you know, just totally good and dandy for so long, only to then later come out with a weird video where she claims that, you know, of course she has cancer. So, you know, I personally noticed King Charles also has cancer right now. They did not release any AI images of him. And honestly, he didn't skip a beat as far as, like, you know, he was in public that whole time. Yeah, he slowed down his public engagements. Of course, he's not, like, you know, doing, you know, duties every day anymore. And yes, he's the king. But he didn't just disappear from the public eye for 6 months and go locked away. And so for me, it is a little bit weird that they would do that to her. That they would not let her release anything that was not literally AI for months. You know? There was that whole weird scandal. You remember.
That video of her was
Dude,
AI.
Well, that video was weird in my opinion.
There was this video
A lot of
her.
people think that it was AI, but the picture that they released for, like, Mother's Day was definitely AI. It literally got banned by all of the major news outlets because they said we cannot in good faith use this image because it's not a real picture.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's been so harshly altered.
About this in an episode?
I don't think we did. Maybe we did, guys. Correct us if we're wrong, but I don't think that we actually talked about it in an episode.
I think we did touch on this, but no, yeah, it was like this image of Kate Middleton, like, hugging her kids for Mother's Day, and the
like,
photo
so
looks
many.
like an alien.
Yes, it's like
It's
so
like her
obvious.
wingspan is like suddenly doubled or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, no, that picture was super weird. That the video they released I also think was strange. And, you know, again, like I said, this is all speculation. There's no way to know for sure. But again, this is the same royal family that has been involved in numerous other horrible things for
Diana.
Centuries. Well, yeah, even besides Diana, it's like, you know, there's obviously, you could speculate about that as well. But
No one's speculating. We all know that they killed
Prince Andrew
Diana.
and his BFF Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Lest we forget about that and how the Queen paid like $60 million to get him out of that in a settlement
Mm-hmm.
to his victims.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. It's just like so obvious to me that it's like this family will do whatever they need to protect their image. And, you know, frankly, does it surprise me that somebody who is forced into the English royal family and literally groomed since childhood to be a king would have some issues? And someone whose mother was possibly killed, but at least died very young, and that also contributed a lot of trauma, and then all he had left was his emotionally unavailable father.
And his dad is like the creation of all of this incest over generations.
Well, dude, they all are. That's my point, is that it's like, of course they're all messed up.
Not Diana. Diana wasn't. She was from the outside. I'm talking about all the people who are all related to, like, Queen Victoria.
She was, shit. Though. She was.
No,
related.
she wasn't.
Yeah,
she wasn't related to them. She was just like,
she was
her
more
family was involved.
Related.
No,
but she was,
no, her family was involved in the royal family, but they weren't married into the royal family.
Well, the thing about it is that in order to marry within the titled people, you have to be titled. And so
yeah, her family were they were ritzy business
bubble.
people. I remember reading about this, that Diana's family were ritzy business people that had, like, worked their way into the court over time. They were not at all related to them. They were not, like, part of the ancestral act that is the English and European
Princess Diana's
royal
family tree shows regal connections long before she married into illegitimate children. She's a descendant of illegitimate children of the royal family. Yeah, she was also related to Anne Boleyn. It's like the same thing with the presidents, right? It's like if you're not like in the bloodline, you can't do it. Like, you just can't. Especially not when there's like an heir involved, because their children are the heirs. You know what I mean?
Well, point is that having a ton of incest and unlimited money, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a recipe for family violence.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like it's and
mental
just
health
like,
issues.
And there's such a lack of like transparency and,
you know, killing millions
so
of Native Americans.
Yes, it's
probably
just,
going to do something to your conscience.
I don't know. It's just
killing hundreds of thousands of millions of people in Ireland and across the world. I'm pretty sure that's going to do something to your conscience over time.
I mean, I just personally really hope that she's okay. I don't necessarily think that she is, because you know what? Even if she does just have like a disease, even if it is just cancer, obviously that's horrible.
That photo was exactly what that person said.
I really worry about her.
No, yeah, how
Truly.
on earth could an abdominal surgery and some sort of cancer of the stomach area result in a scar like that on your face?
Mm-hmm.
When you are that rich and when you have that many resources and when you have the best makeup and the best surgeons and all this different stuff.
And it's just like the whole thing. The whole timeline doesn't really add up. According to what, it's like, if she just had cancer, why did they let speculation go on for so long? People would have immediately sympathized with that and totally understood that, she was not going to be in the public eye.
Because they were scrambling.
And when Charles got cancer, they immediately announced it, and that's exactly the reaction. It was no problem. And so that's why I'm just kind of like, what? Why was there just this shit show PR storm before they were finally like, oh, actually, there was a logical explanation this whole time, and now we're going to give you this quasi-AI video to prove it.
No, they were scrambling.
But this was her first real official in-person appearance.
Yeah, with this giant scar on her face.
And some people were even saying, like, is this not her? Because apparently she has a lot of like body doubles and stuff, that people that look a lot like her. And apparently she has this scar like in her hairline that people have known for like years. It's like this big scar. Who knows what that's from? But she's had it for years, and apparently people were saying, like, you couldn't see it either. So I'm like, I don't know. At this point, do I put anything past them? No, absolutely not. Because the royal family are in the same category as the heads of state, as Jeffrey Epstein, as the heads of companies. They're elites. They can kind of do whatever they want, and they can do a lot more than I think that the public would care to admit. Or care to even know.
Yeah, we don't want to know. Yeah, normal people are like, I don't even want to know how evil the world actually is.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's an unfortunate update, but still, I guess we'll keep updated on that. I wonder what else is going to happen. I really, 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 really worry that they're going to say that she just gets really sick and then we just never see her again.
She's going to be offed.
Because, like they said in that video, they have been kind of, like, teasing the alleged mistress of, like, Prince William, like, this other lady.
I mean, look what his dad did.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why people in these comments were like, I think I've read this story before.
Yeah, it's like father, like son. They're just literally just going to off their wife and then just marry their mistress that they had. And
it does really...
Then she's going to be queen.
It really does, like, I think make sense when you also think about, the fact that Harry left. Mm-hmm. And that he willingly chose to let go of his title as the Prince of England to go and
to LA.
To escape. I mean, do I necessarily think that Tyler Perry and Oprah are, like, saints? No. I don't really think that they're, like, outside of that elitist circle to begin with, but at least maybe they're not directly abusing them, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it would make a lot of sense to me why an outsider, an American, would come into this and be like, yo, this is not normal. Like, we got to get out of here, because... I don't know, it makes me sad even to think about Kate, because as a titled person in the UK, I could imagine that your dream would be to marry into a royal family.
And to become queen.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Exactly. You're
Which
not even
she's
just
next.
marrying like a duke or
Yeah,
you
now
know,
she's next.
someone lower or someone in the royal family. You're literally marrying the future king of England. That's like a dream come true. And in my opinion, I mean, unless if she's not being fully forced, if this is all true, if she's not being fully forced, I think that the only thing that could possibly be keeping her in is like, I'm gonna be queen soon.
No,
you know?
and then all of the public, like I don't follow British tabloids, okay, but I do know that the British public, that a lot of people who are big fans of the royal family and they do love the royal family, that they were praising Kate Middleton and that they were like, look at her, she actually sticks it through, and even though she has all her royal duties, she's not complaining, and she was held and heralded as like the full white and very privileged one of like in comparing her and Meghan Markle.
Right.
And making Kate seem like, oh, like she's doing it right and Meghan's doing everything wrong. And yeah, I think that it's like that probably kept her going for a while, but then it's like, okay, like I don't know, we'll see if she can hang, and we'll see if, like how you said, you know, she just gets off.
If she makes it through, dude, my God.
Honestly, I don't know if she will, because honestly, after this happened, it's like I think that the only reason why they even kept her alive is because of, one, the kids, which didn't stop them before with Diana, by the way, and two, I think that it's because, once again, she was being put on a pedestal of like, this is how you're supposed to marry into the royal family. This is exactly what is expected of somebody, and she's actually upholding all of the expectations. I think that that might be like the only reason why they let her live, if all of this is true.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that person said allegedly like 20 times.
This is all alleged. This is
that
all,
person.
This is our
said,
opinion and for entertainment purposes only. This is not fact.
Yes,
Thank you.
This person said allegedly as many times as I have taken a sip of a drink in this episode.
Well, I mean, dude, I'm not next. I'm not gonna be next. Even if you're hitting me with that lawsuit.
Allegedly.
I know enough about the law now to not mess with that.
Look,
okay, so you will not catch me.
Look, King Charles.
You will not catch me in that suit.
We said allegedly.
You're gonna have to live with yourself, okay? But I don't know. Like,
they don't
honestly,
have a conscience.
I don't
think they even have a conscience. I think that saying like you have to live with yourself, I literally don't think. I think there's a
What
piece,
I mean is that you have to deal with the consequences.
There's no consequences.
Even if they don't
for
feel
them.
bad. Don't believe
There's
though.
one piece in
I
their
don't
brain
believe that.
that is like for human empathy that just doesn't exist.
I don't know. In my opinion, there's two things that I think. One, karma is real, and you can't escape that no matter who you are in this lifetime in society. Period. You're gonna be served about.
What if they pay the fairy gods of hell with like fucking
Girl,
gold?
Well, then you know what? Still, they're gonna have to face. I don't know. Even if they're like literally reptilians, like not even humans. Like,
what if they just get abducted in the end,
Well,
and
then-
they're just like taken out of here?
Well, then they're gonna have. I don't know.
What if they just pay the fucking
It's
aliens
just
to
the way the
beam them up?
universe works. You reap what you sow. It's just, that's it. They're gonna have to face it eventually, no matter how many lifetimes it fucking takes, okay? But my second point, that I honestly believe, the royal family will not continue to exist outside of our lifetime. I honestly believe that. Because yeah, like all the old British people like love them and stuff, but honestly, what the hell do they even do? Other than fucking make tabloid articles. They don't do anything other than show up to events and like with their fucking hats and their taxpayer money.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, they were already scrambling to salvage the reputation of the royal family.
And that's why they even let Meghan Markle in.
It was all on Queen fucking Elizabeth's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of the admiration, like, the public ratings for King Charles are, like, trash compared to what they were for Queen Elizabeth, you know? People had her for so long that it was like, oh, it's everyone's grandmother, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But with this dude, it's like, who's this guy? And then with Prince William, it's like, you used to be hot at least, but now you're not even hot anymore. And you're just, you know? But it's like, you know, he was just photographed at a Taylor Swift concert with his kids, and they all took selfies with Taylor Swift. And he was all smiling, and it's all like, you know?
Mm-mm.
But I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But also, it's like, you know, my little witchy self. I'm like, the astrology of the coming years and of Pluto and Aquarius for the next 20 years, a lot of people are going to be exposed. And a lot of people are not going to be able to escape what they've been trying to escape for a long time. And consequences are going to come forward, just like we're seeing with like, other major celebrities.
I don't know. I don't know. I could get into it of like what I think is probably going to happen in the next coming years, but I think that the royal family is going to be the absolute least of our worries.
Well, I mean, I agree.
We're talking day after tomorrow, kids.
My God.
We're talking some crazy stuff that's going to go down.
Well, I hope their bunker gets flooded.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay, bye. Let's end this episode.
This was a fun episode. I didn't even expect that we were going to talk about all this.
Justin Timberlake, J-Lo,
I was going to say,
and
what was
Kate
the other
Middleton.
thing? Oh, can we just throw this in real quick?
No.
Yes, real quick. Just 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes.
No. No, let's go.
Fine. Never
Save
mind.
it for the next episode. We talked about 3 things.
Okay.
J-Lo, Kate, what?
Kate Middleton?
No, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, J-Lo.
J-Lo and Kate Middleton.
That's right. That's right.
Allegedly.
All alleged. Just kidding. Justin Timberlake, that's confirmed.
That is for sure confirmed.
And J-Lo, that's pretty much confirmed as well. But you know what? Let's just say alleged. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and only the opinions of Andrew and I. There is no facts presented in this podcast.
None.
And you can go ahead and do your own research and form your own opinions because we are only stating our own.
Amen.
Ding, ding. I know, I thought the same thing. Also, before we go, let me emphasize how extremely important it is that you follow us on social media.
Beep, beep, beep.
Absolutely vital. Speaking of karma, we deserve our good karma for feeding you this feast of content.
At AndyBodyPod.
Andy Madi Pod on Instagram, Andy Madi Pod on TikTok, and Andy Madi the podcast on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, leave us a review on Spotify and on Apple Music. Give us a rating, okay? Play it all night while you're sleeping. Send it to your friends.
Affirmations.
Yeah, exactly. Memorize it and use it as a TikTok sound.
Put it on your mom's phone and just put it in the background.
Make it your alarm. You know, everything. All of the above and more, okay? I want to see you making merch. I want to see fan art. Just kidding. I mean, unless you want.
Sandcastles.
Sandcastles. Ice sculptures. Okay? Wax figures.
Make sure to get these pecs I'm working on.
Yes, exactly. Get our good sides, all right? But thank you guys so much for listening for 20 episodes. If you guys have listened to all 21 episodes now, you are a real one. Shout out to you.
And if you're not, you're a piece of shit.
Damn. Well, on that note, thank you for watching our
Andy
podcast.
And
Mike, the podcast.
Catch us next time, shawties.
With more shenanigans.
Bye.
Love you.
Peace
Bye.
and blessings. Bye.